I don't know why, but the puppies always bring their toys into the litter box. I take them out every day, multiple times a day, and they just keep putting them back in. So for those of you who have reserved a puppy, I will be sending out puppy notes that will describe what your puppy's lifestyle has been like, what they're eating, how much, what time of day, how they sleep at night. But I can just tell you that, you've seen the little Irish pen set up. This is where they are at night. And they've been sleeping in this crate with everybody else, so it's just one crate that's way too big. I definitely don't recommend you get a crate that big. I have a link to the size I recommend on our checklist, I think, the checklist page. And but I do leave the door open, not closed, so that they are not used to sleeping with the door closed. So when you get them at your house, I do recommend having them sleep in a safe place, like an Irish pen, but with a crate with the door open for, at least a week or so before you start crate training them through the night. And I highly recommend crate training. That's the best tool that I found for being helpful for potty training. Somebody was asking how we transitioned from using the litter box to teaching them to go outside. And crate training is the best way that I found. So basically, once you've crate trained your puppy, so that means, just pick a day where you're okay getting up during the night. And if you have to clean up a mess in the morning, you have extra time for that. So crate training, I just recommend, first of all, they'll already be used to the crate, so you won't have to worry about getting them used to the crate or liking the crate. They'll already be used to that. And so then just one night, try to remove their water by, I'd say a couple hours before you go to bed. And we feed them dinner between 5 and 7 at night, and then just encourage them to go potty before bed. And I would just do that by setting them in the litter box, and then just close the door to their crate. And I like to have them like in our bedroom or somewhere where you can hear if they need to get out to go potty. And I like to also bring a little litter box in the room, so that way I don't have to go all the way to the other room to take them to go potty if they do wake up. So if you hear them crying during the night, I would just even use a flashlight or a very dim light. I try not to make it a big ordeal so they know it's not playtime. Just open the crate and whisper and put them in the litter box, and say, go potty. And if they want to play and they don't want to go potty, I'll just keep putting it back in, say go potty, go potty. And then if they don't go potty, I just will put them back in the crate with the door closed and be prepared to get up again in a little while. Sometimes they just don't need to go potty, they just want to play. But they'll get the idea if you just try to be really quiet, that it's not playtime. And then if you hear them crying again, just repeat that. And if they do go potty, if they go number 1 and number 2, and then they whine in the crate, then I would not open it. I would just let it pass, just kind of ignore it, put some earplugs in for a few minutes. And I think that's okay because, again, they're already used to the crate. I don't think they're going to be... Pequeña. She has a name now. That's Pequeña. Anyways, they'll already be used to the crate, so I don't think they'd be crying because they don't like their crate. I think they would be crying because they just wanted to play. So if you just ignore that, after they've gone potty, then they'll usually go to sleep in a short amount of time. But then if you hear them cry again, probably in a few hours, then I would let them out to go potty again. But if it's only like half an hour later and they already went number 1 and number 2, then I would just not let them out until morning. And of course, the earlier the better. So, and eventually they'll be able to hold their potty all night. And it just depends on the puppies. The bigger they are, the easier it seems to be to potty train them. And the other thing is, somebody asked, what time do we get them up? Well, as you can see, they are in our kitchen at night, and I tend to wake up between 3 and 5 Central Time, and I make coffee and stuff, and they hear me, and sometimes they wake up, but I don't give them any attention at that time, because that's not what time I want them to get up. So I don't really let them get up and play and everything until 7 a.m. That's their official get up and get breakfast time. So if they wake up, they probably will wake up at my really early time. But you can just kind of ignore them. And I recommend just getting them used to your schedule. Whatever it is, just get started right away, because they are pretty flexible and they get used to different schedules fairly quickly, I would think. So if you want them to stay in bed till 9 o'clock your time, then just feed them a late dinner. And I don't really like them to go longer than 12 hours between meals. So, but they can, as long as they're not getting hypoglycemic. You can kind of experiment. And this just reminded me of something. You see this foam insulation here that the puppies have chewed up? If you have that going on somewhere, undesirable chewing, there's different products you can use. This is one called Bitter Apple. You can make your own with different ingredients, and just give it a spray, and hopefully they won't like the flavor of that. I have a different recipe I like, and I can tell you that individually if you're interested. But that was just a little side note, since they are chewing on there. Most of that damage has been from a previous litter of puppies, not this one. But anyway, so then let's see. We talked about crate training them during the night and what time we wake up. So I try to put them to bed at around 8 o'clock, because I get up so early that I get tired early. So usually their official bedtime is like 8 o'clock Central Time until 7 a.m. Central Time. And then as far as how to potty train them to go outside, once they're crate trained, then first thing in the morning, I would just pick up the crate and walk outside with the puppy in it. And we have our porch potty over there, and so that's where we try to get them used to pottying. Not at this age, but I'm talking about when they're older. And so I just carry the crate to wherever I want them to go potty, let them out, and this is after they're crate trained. I know I'm being repetitive in this video, sorry. But I know they're going to have to go potty. If they've slept all night and have not pottied the whole night, they are 100% going to need to go, both number 1 and number 2. So I will put them in the place I want them to potty and say, go potty. And you can have treats if you want, or just give them praise, whatever your choice is. Both are good. And if they don't go potty after several moments and they just want to play, then they go right back into the crate. And I just set that crate down for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and then I try it again. And they don't get to have playtime unless they've gone both number 1 and number 2. And then, so first thing in the morning, that's a great way to introduce them to your place where you want them to go potty, because you know they really have to go. But you can also bring them there different times. If you can catch them waking up from a nap, just the same thing. Just carry them. I recommend carrying them to the place, not walking, because they'll probably go potty before you get to the place. So I like to just carry them to the potty area. And usually after naps, they need to go at least number 1, if not number 2 as well. So same kind of thing. If you can catch them sleeping in their crate, you just do the same thing as you would do first thing in the morning. And eventually, once they've gotten the idea, like in our place, you know, we have the doggy door, and which right now is blocked, but there aren't any big dogs using it. Blue is gonna be a tightrope walker, it looks like here. Where is that Cosmo? No, that's Blue. So I don't really know the age, but whatever age you think they're ready to just start going in that outside place, I will just simply remove the litter box. And if you've seen in my other videos, there was one time that Potato, he was in the kitchen and I had removed the litter box because it wasn't really there for him, it was for these guys. And he pottied where it used to be, which is actually where this crate is. And I actually put that crate there on purpose because I didn't want, I had removed the litter box and I didn't want Potato to potty where the litter box used to be, because they know where the litter box usually is, and so they'll potty on the floor where the litter box used to be. So that's the long story. But just kind of watch them. They'll usually do a circle dance, and you know they're about to potty, and then just pick them up and quickly bring them to the place that you want them to potty. So I don't feel like I explained that very well because I've been distracted watching these puppies. But that's kind of the rough draft on how we train our puppies to transition from the litter box to a different potty place. Well, this is kind of a fun morning for the puppies. They've been quite adventurous and active, and little gremlins. All right, well, stay tuned for more puppy fun.